Hey guys, I wanted to give you guys another update on the tank. For the most part, it is actually pretty much done. I touched up some of the spots on the stain, some of the inconsistent spots. So I just need to run a fine sandpaper across it before I polyurethane coat it. But everything came out really good. I'll show you kind of some of the results of the trim work. These two pieces were actually two different pieces that were nailed up on here, and there was a gap between them, and I actually went in with a wood putty and molded in between the gap and then sanded it down. So once I stained it, instead of it looking like two separate inlays, it actually looks like it's one piece. And then I also did the exact same thing with the wood putty between the top of the inlay and the bottom of this molding. Kind of the effect I was trying to get was I wanted it to look, instead of like there's multiple trim pieces, I wanted to make it look like it's just one large piece, essentially like you have like a 10-foot wide tree that just got grinded away into an aquarium stand and canopy. Or at least that's what my ultimate goal was as far as the finished product goes and quality. So all that came out pretty good. I got the tank up on there now. I still haven't polished it yet, and I still need to flame polish the edges. You can see the edges are still a little foggy, so I'm going to be flame polishing that to get that crystal clear. You can also see I mounted up in there my Powerheads. I got two 1,400 gallon per hour Koralia Evolution Powerheads, and these are going to be circulating all the water in the tank. And I also have a Smart wave box that they're going to be plugged into that I'll be able to do pulsing between both Powerheads. And you can also actually set it on 6 hours in between each Powerhead, so you can actually simulate realistic tides, which is pretty cool. And then you can kind of see the LED strips, my double bright Marineland LED strips that are mounted up in the top of the canopy. Also, I'll show you down here. I still have to, put this together, but I need to set the drip plate up in. I just kind of set it right here because I'm still cleaning some of this stuff after I was doing the dry fitting on the plumbing. But this is my wet dry filter, so drip plate's going to be up here with sponge on top of that. These are my two PVC tees coming from both the main overflow and the emergency from each overflow box on the back. This one's coming from the left overflow box if you're facing the front, and this one is coming from the right overflow box. So water draining is going to be coming through the drip plate, displaced over. This entire chamber is going to be filled with Bioballs, which are going to be handling all my biological filtration. Through this bottom part, up through here, in between here I'm going to have, I got a bunch of sponges that I put in here. It's going to force it through those sponges to get out more thick stuff, and then into the protein skimmer chamber, where I have my Reef Octopus protein skimmer. I know it's kind of dark because I don't have lights up under the stand. I'll open this door to maybe try to get a little bit better light in. So once it goes into this chamber, the protein skimmer will take care of all the dissolved proteins in the water, and then it will also overflow this divider here into the last chamber, where I'll have two 500 watt titanium heaters, and then my Quiet One 6000 return pump, and that's going to be doing about 1,500 gallons per hour. So I have that there coming out into my 36 watt UV sterilizer, and then back out again, and then up through where I have my overflows that are coming down. I'm going to be running those in the exact same column. So, and you can also see my my ball valves that I put in, so that I'll be able to regulate flow and also for, you know, emergency purposes. And I'll show you on the back how the plumbing ended up. So, emergency overflow, main overflow, and then you see on the inside I have my 90-degree elbow with a little bit of PVC extension on the end. So once the water flows up into that and it comes down. And I'm also going to be, I think I'm going to clip a little piece of my RODI tubing because it's kind of thick material to make my my air hose, so that I'll be able to, you know, so you don't create a vacuum, so you'll be able to have no noise with any of the gurgling and stuff. It'll just be able to suck air in and run efficiently. Same overflow over here, and then you can see where I ran my return up through it, coming back up. And I'm still debating on how I want to go about mounting these light strips. They pretty much can just sit right over the openings. They both have bars on each end, kind of like, I don't know, I guess they're kind of designed to be sitting on top of the tank. Or I might figure out how to epoxy some rings on each side and hook up a chain system where I can adjust the height of the chain links and have them hanging. And then straight ahead on the back, that's where I'm going to be mounting. I got a blacklight strip that's 4 feet long, LED blacklight strip that I'm going to be mounting up there and pivoting downwards towards the front of the ships, so that the blacklight will show up. And as far as all the wire management goes, I mean, all this is just, this is not the final product. This is just kind of, I set all this stuff up here just so I could make a video to give you guys an idea as far as my current progress. So, I'm very satisfied. It was an extremely long project, months and months of research, a lot of stress involved, but I think it definitely is going to pay off. I'm looking forward to putting this 180 pounds of sand in it and getting my RODI unit up and going. And I actually ordered a booster pump as well with a PSI gauge, so that I'll be able to make sure I get sufficient PSI to be able to push through the membranes properly, so I can get a, you know, consistent flow and efficient filtration. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy with you know, the end result, and I will continue to post videos. Hopefully this will be my last video before when I have fish in there, because there's really not a whole lot else to talk about. I've tried to document as much as I could throughout the project, and it's finally getting towards the end, so I will definitely post a video once I have some water and fish in it. Alright, I'm out.